Morning guys, so last day in this little bathroom today, grouting, fit the shower, the screen and the bath panel, bit of silicone and then we're out the door, so pretty straightforward today. Some of you have been asking me lately about the shoes I bought from Amazon for £30, the steel toe cap ones. There was a couple of questions regarding them. I've now had them since the 12th of July, it's now October, and this is where they are at. So you can see toes are starting to go, but they're still solid. Obviously that toe's gone, but I mean, considering that they were 30 quid and you get them cheaper than that sometimes as well, there are places having them on offer. So for 30 quid for 4 months use, pretty good, and they're still going. Soles are solid, nothing to worry about, and I've got a spare pair of them at home. So for those of you wanting to know about the shoes, they are well worth the money. I'd say 4 months in, they're still going strong. Anyway, we're going to crack on. We'll see you in a bit. So Ricky's put the grout on. It's all grouted now. It needs washing. We're going to leave it for 10 minutes, give it a chance to set, and then we'll give it a wash. I'm working on the bath panel. Now, I always use the Pacific bath panel when I'm supplying, especially on these sort of jobs, because they're composite. Basically, they're just thick plastic. They're really good, really good. So this is the ones I use. They're gloss white. They're about 12mm thick, maybe a bit more than that, and they are absolutely solid. So these are they're like a foam board, you know, but they've got like a solid hard veneer. So they're basically made of a foam. Well, I'm going to show you a cross section. I did have an offcut here somewhere. Bear with me. This is an offcut I've done because I've just put it. This is like the kick plate, and then you've got the main panel. So it's a two-part jobby. You get that part first, and then you get that part. Now, because this is council and we need access, I put a batten on the floor. I've screwed that piece to it. I'm gluing a piece of batten to the underside of the bath this distance back so that it will sit in there. So once that expanding foam adhesive goes off, we can cut the excess off, and then that'll be perfect. But this is stuff, and if you can see that, that's what it's made of. So it's absolutely 100% solid. You know, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, completely 100% waterproof. And these are quite cheap, guys. I think they're like 60 quid from my supplier. That's what I get them for. I mean, that's what I get them for. I don't know what they sell them for normally, but yeah. Best bath panels on the market, I think. Never going to rot, and if you do a decent frame like this, never going to give way. But that's just me. They're the panels I like to use, but you know, each to their own. So we're going to give that a chance to go off, and then we can cut the panel around the pipes, cut it to length, put it in, put a bit of silicone down the sides. Happy days. See you in a bit. Okay, so we're going to start thinking about putting the shower valve on while I'm waiting for my expanding foam to go off on the bath panel. Now, a lot of you know I like to use these fittings here because these are the best ones on the market, I think, for fitting these. So obviously I've got my pipes oversized, so the first thing you want to do, put it on with the olive and then mark about 5mm past the olive, cut the pipe off, and then you should have it looking like that. You're going to mark your holes, secure these to the wall. I will mount my valve before I drill the holes, just to make sure that it isn't going to move before I mark my holes. So I'm going to get that one cut quick, and then I'll put the valve on, and then we can mark the pipe holes up. So I've cut them off now, and I've mounted this. It's not mounted properly. I can just pull that off. I want to check me level, make sure we're level. And then once it's like this, now I will get my Sharpie and I will mark all 4 holes. That way I know when I screw it in, as long as I drill those holes correctly, this bar shower will go straight on. Me holes all marked. Just bear in mind, guys, when you are doing this, make sure you remember which orientation you've got your pipes. For me, it doesn't matter because they go straight through the wall into the other side, so I can have them any way I want. But if this was a solid wall and my pipes were coming up, the last thing you want to do is do a hole where you're going to put where your pipes are. And it's easily done when you get carried away. I've come close a few times myself. So just take your time when marking them up. So we'll drill these holes, we'll give that area a good polish because it's already been grouted and given its first clean. So we'll polish it, pump a load of silicone around the pipes, push our brackets on, screw them on carefully, and then put the cover plates on and we're good to go. It's simple as that. Brilliant bits of kit, best ones on the market if you ask me. But anyway, let's get that bit done and then I'll show you the end result. Okay, so I've drilled my holes and believe it or not, I have put my raw plugs in. Little tip for you, never leave the raw plugs on the face of the tile. Because when you put that screw in, it will expand and I guarantee that will crack. Knock your raw plugs through into the wall behind. That way then you know they're not going to crack. So now that we're happy, we can pump a ton of silicone around all these and put our brackets on the wall. And that is what it should look like. Loads of silicone all splodged around. Make sure you put silicone over your holes as well. Happy days. Now we put the shrouds on, which are just these two plates. Just like so. And you're ready to mount your shower, guys, just like that. Okay, so shower is mounted. We had to replace a tile. For some strange reason it cracked when we were grouting and it was right in the corner of the bath. Literally just that one there, right corner one, literally there. We had to break it out and put a new one in and just re-grouted it, so we're just letting that go off. Bath panel is on and secured. Literally screwed to the top batten, screwed to the bottom plinth, easy to remove. Cut in reasonably nicely around the pipes there, so that tidies all those up. So all we've got left to do really now is a good bead of silicone all the way around the bath and put the shower screen on and a thorough tidy up, which is what we're doing now. We're going to get the holes drilled for the shower screen first and then we'll clean up, and then once that's done we can then silicone everything, clean everything and then mount the tray. Coming along nicely. See you in a bit. Okay, so we've mounted the shower now, as you will see behind me up there, all looking lovely. So the next job is shower screen. Now we've already mounted the bracket. I don't put silicone behind it, I just put silicone down the outer edge, which is what it says in the instructions. But you always put, let me show you, so I'm trying to do it awkwardly there for some reason. Always silicone along the back before you put this in, because that is the one place water will get through, is there, and it'll come out under the tiles and down the side of your bath. So before I mount the screen, we've done all our hole drills, all our drilling of our holes, however you want to look at it. So what we can do now, we've filled the bath up with water, not all the way. We're now going to silicone the perimeter of the bath with white, and then we will then, because then I don't have to try and lean around the screen, it's all out of my way, I've got clear access. And then we will mount the shower screen. So I did forget one thing, and I didn't pilot hole the shower screen ready to screw it on. So I've quickly put it in place, leveled it, drilled the 3 holes through into the frame so we can screw it on. Now I can silicone. So silicone is pretty straightforward, guys. Get your mastic gun. Sorry, trying to do 2 things at once. Now I'm not best at siliconing. You want to make sure that you get your crap out of your corners and make sure it's all dry. I like to do a nice chunky bead of a nice silicone. It doesn't matter about the mess. I like to try and make sure I get plenty on there. Going to clean the nozzle off. So I did that bit off camera. I just pushed the nozzle behind from both sides. You can see it ain't the cleanest of silicone, but with the old squirty bottle. So I'm going to start at the highest point, give it a little squirty with my old squirty bottle, and then I'm going to use my silicone tools. I'm just going to give this a quick clean. Let it flat and square in. Work your way up bit by bit, scraping off the excess. I'm going to finish that line off and then I'll show you the rest. There you go. Like I say, I'm not a professional silicone guy. I don't do this for a living, but I can do what some would consider a reasonable job of it. So, let's start again. From this corner. That's that line done. I'm just going to finish the rest off camera because it's easier. Okay, so we're looking nicely there. Obviously I've still got to try and do something with the bit behind the taps, which is where I'll try to use the back of these sticks, and I just carefully, hang on. So I just need something to wipe the end of the stick on, so to get the excess off. And do what I can with it. It isn't exactly the easiest place to get into. So basically, that's what you do. Backs of these sticks are pretty good as well for this sort of thing, because they are 45 degreed already. So I'm just going to clean the rest of that up and then we're good to go. Put the screen on and we're fully siliconed. So that's why I like to use these silicone tools. They come in a set of 4. They're not cheap. They're about 30-40 quid for 4 of them. But you can see how good they are to use. Anyway, I'm going to finish tidying it up and get the screen on, and then I'll do the last video. I'll see you in a second. And there we go, guys. She's all finished. Screen's on. Got a nice bead of silicone all the way down there. Both panels on. It's all looking beautiful. And that's that job done. Looking lovely. That's another job done from us. I'm not sure what video we're going to get done the next 2 days because we're mucking about doing odd jobs again, but I will see what I can do. But in the meantime, don't forget, like, share, follow, subscribe to that YouTube channel, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.